Rahman Rahim, dear students. This is Dr. Ijaz Ahmad Tatla with you, the class of MA Education, Leadership and Management, Spring 2020. Uh, with the course Instructional Leadership and Program Evaluation. Today we have to discuss about the understanding and components of supervision and evaluation. So herein I will discuss in detail what the supervision is, what evaluation is, what are their salient feature, and I will do comparison of this supervision and evaluation. Hope so you will try to understand, and wherever you think that things are not clear to you or there is ambiguity, you are required to write down Google chat, Google Classroom chat, and ask that ambiguity, raise the question in writing, and make sure that you are writing only English, not Roman English, or might write Urdu, it can, but the main course of writing should be in English. Uh, as far as the definition of supervision is concerned, it's an external technical service primarily aimed at studying and improving comparatively all factors which affect the children's growth and development. From this definition, you can understand that primarily a service provided by teachers, by institution, by parents even. But we have to discuss about the classroom setting, so I must say teacher only. Through which what happened? Improving cooperatively all factors which have effect on the student's learning. Supervision creates the awareness of sound education philosophies in teachers and makes them to be aware of educational policies and reforms in school. So in the result of supervision in schools or educational institutions, so much so in educational policies, it have impact towards its activation, and students and teachers both have benefit from educational philosophies in the result of supervision. The historical roots of teacher supervision and evaluation. In 19th century, supervisors were more like inspectors. They have to inspect things. Now the task of inspection is that there are some parameters and have to review the ongoing process according to those parameters, and to identify defects in uh, that process. If there is some deficiency, the inspector have to highlight that, and the organizers and executors are required to meet, look after that deficiency and review their process. Resultantly, the students' promotion or teachers' hiring and firing is also made in the results of reports of supervision. In 20th century, there was great emphasis on efficiency and scientific qualification as a valid means of evaluation. So it's more prompt and some more quantitative phase, that is the evaluation. In result of this, efficiency and scientific quantification has been made. Efficiency of the teachers enhanced. The growth of progressivism brought the beginnings of shift in mindset from supervisor as evaluator to supervisor as supervisor. So evaluator को supervisor में convert किया इस progressivism ने. When the supervision is there, then there is sort of some guidance also there to make some efficient efforts. The progressive era, with its philosophy of inquiry, democratic processes, and scientific investigation, led to a supervisory process. That means to look into the things, some democratic process with the understanding and participation of all of the stakeholders, and scientific query in investigation on the basis of observation, any hypothesis, testing, and then generalizing. They led this towards the process of supervision or supervisory. Progressive supervision, while downplaying teacher evaluation, emphasized collaboration, group processes, inquiry, and experimentation. So these all 5 components are of the scientific method. Those are followed in the supervision in progressivism philosophy. Teachers were seen as a part of the solution rather than as the problem. Teachers were there to solve the problems, not to create problems. In the end of 20th century, saw great tension between the desire to set professional goals with teachers functioning in collegial roles and acting as true supervisors, and the shackles of the bureaucratic functions of the teacher evaluation. Whenever there is a bureaucratic function, that means that to create the hindrances is the usual uh, scenario of the scene. So, uh, the red tapeism is also very familiar with the bureaucratic style. Teachers are not there to create the hindrances, but they are there to remove the hindrances and smoothen the process of. So to look into that the evaluation process is there. Nature of the relationship in supervision. In supervision, the goal is for relationship to be collegial with both partner contribution, expertise to the process. You may see in this diagram, joining hands have made a cyclic process from one step to other. They are there to join hands. They are there to support each other, and a continuous relationship is there. Roles and responsibilities of a supervisor. Supervisor is a teacher. Or supervisors have to lead the teacher, have to mentor them, not to inspect them. Curriculum specialists, they have to guide them towards the curricula shortcoming. Project directors, trainers, peer coaches, and peer supervisors. These all are the responsibilities of the supervisor. They have to act like that. Differentiation in supervision is very necessary. A must. In supervision, the learning process should be personalized and differentiated to fit the ends of the teacher. टीचर की नीड के मुताबिक, उसकी रिक्वायरमेंट के मुताबिक, towards his requirement, supervisor or supervision process has to lead, not to induct the things or integrate the things according to their own needs, according to their own objectives. Instead of this, they are there to support them towards to meet the teacher's objective, whatever the classroom or teacher objectives, and set goals. To meet those goals, the supervisor are there to support them. They are the facilitators, not the inspectors, not there to create hindrances for them, but they are there to smooth the process and support them to meet the goals, to uh, gain the objectives. Supervision at primary level in Pakistan. Uh, in mainstream system of education, that is the conventional, like for example, the mainstream is the government or public sector education system. There are at the bottom place or in the field or in the class, the, the playing players are teachers. To assist them, there are assistant education officers known as their supervisor. They have to assist them regarding their activities going on in the school, in the classroom, and to identify the defects and support them to upgrade their performance, upgrade their working patience and their skills. In the next step, there is the deputy education officer that is responsible for almost for one tehsil at tehsil headquarters. Uh, this officer is looking after primary and elementary education on the whole. Uh, uh, Apart from the gender, regarding gender, there are separate deputy district education officer for male and female. So in a tehsil, all of the elementary schools are under his supervision. They have to support the teachers at tehsil level, and their assistants are the assistant education officers. At district level, there are district education officers, again on the basis of gender, male and female. There are separate district education officers for male and for female. So this hierarchy uh, comes from the bottom, starting from teacher to the district education officer. And they have to play the supervisory role to support the teachers, to support the organization, support the system, institutions, for well-being of their students, for well-being of their society, and to provide quality education at elementary level. Here is necessary to discuss the required skills for instructional supervision. You know, there is uh, uh, characteristics of a human being a leader. They are also instructional leaders. So the person who is serving as a supervisor, he or she should be act like an instructional supervisor. How he can do? Being he can perform as an instructional supervisor if he or she have good pedagogical skills and evaluation skills and disciplinary skills, motivation skills, reporting skills. You know, reporting starts from bottom to top, onwards, like from teacher to assistant education officer to deputy education officer, and then towards the district education officer. As far as motivation skill is concerned, it is to do work with self-actualization and become a role model for others and motivate them to do according to the given procedures, to follow the book, to work by book, uh, is also uh, is the base for disciplinary skills, where there is an code of education to perform swiftly and according to the rules. So follow that code of education, a worker in system of education make a good disciplinary skills person. Evaluation skills are about to evaluate, and supervisors must have that skill, and be aware of the parameters and formats or scales of evaluation, not to disagree only with others, just to highlight the problems and provide the solutions of those problems. It's not to just for critique, it's for positive motivation and update the skills and of the others. Minimum 5 year experience of primary school teaching should be with the supervisor. Now, I would like to discuss the second component, that is evaluation. So there is some difference between supervision and evaluation, and you can see here, judging the worth of experience, idea or process is the evaluation. Or to what extent and how well have the organization objectives been accomplished. Towards the organization, an evaluator judges up to what extent the organization have achieved their objective. And towards the individual, the judgment of the experience and idea and process. For example, did the pupil increase their competency in reading? So there are different levels of competency of reading. It's free from grammatical mistakes, spelling mistakes, pronunciation mistakes, and many more. So all these are the components, are the features can be enlisted, and an observation can be made. So where they're all are met, a tick has been done. If any cross is needed there, then it can be highlighted to revisit and remove this mistake. So this is the component of evaluation. If 5 numbers are there and people meet 4, then the evaluation grade or rating is 4 out of 5. Nature of relationship evaluation. The evaluators should evaluation process is a hierarchical process. Herein, it's the top bottom or bottom top hierarchy that makes the evaluator the senior, next senior, next senior, next senior. The evaluator must make objectives as possible judgments about the teacher's performance. For example, in the university system, if I may say, there is a teacher, there is a head chairman of the department and director of the or dean of the faculty, and then the vice chancellor. In school system, there is junior teacher, senior teacher, section head, and vice principal and principal. These all are the evaluators at their supervisors as well as evaluators. If we explore the history of evaluation, it starts from 1960 as stated by the Harris. The concept of evaluation to the 30s of the 20th century, 20th century के तीसरे decade में जाके इसकी बात कहीं मिलती है. It emerged as a reaction against the relatively narrow information and skill-centered educational measurement of the previous decade. So skill-centered only relatively narrow information. That was basically about on the skill based. So इसमें इसकी emergence हुई है, emerge हुआ है ये उसमें जाके. A strong movement development under the leadership of Ralph Taylor and Royston to broaden various areas of appraisal, attitude, interest, idea, way of thinking, work habit, and personal and social responsibility. So The hallmarks of evaluation on the basis of the points an evaluator take into consideration. According to these researchers or social scientists, these areas are number one, appraisal. What thing is measured in the appraisal? Attitude of the teacher, his interests, his ideas, and it might be ideology and way of thinking, work habits, personal responsibility, and social responsibility. So some numbers have been allotted to this from poor to very strong, and might be an evaluation has been made on these numbers. Only that results in some percentage or some significant figure out of the given points. The American Council on Education made large-scale cooperative efforts to improve the evaluation procedure in the post-war era. पोस्ट वार मीन फर्स्ट सेकंड वर्ल्ड वार के बाद जो उन्होंने इस पे काम किया है, उसने एजुकेशनल काउंसिल एक बनाई जिसने इस पे काम किया कि वैल्यूएशन प्रोसीजर को अपग्रेड किया जाए। उनमें कौन लोग थे? स्पेसिफिकली टेलर की जो कंट्रीब्यूशन है वाज हिज इंसिस्टेंस ऑफ डिफाइनिंग द गोल्स एंड ऑब्जेक्टिव्स in behavioral team and making them the basis of instrument developing in education and evaluation. So he, on the basis of some objectives, he developed some scales to measure the educational development. Three pillars of education. We know, first of all, objectives, learning experiences, and evaluation techniques. On the result of these techniques, evaluation techniques, it is measured that the learning experience are aligned with the objectives. If they are aligned, then learning is there. If there is some discrepancy, then learning experiences are not fine enough. They must be on the base of objectives. So these three pillars provide the base to the education system. Their two elements are very important in an evaluation process. Number one, measurement. Number two, appraisal. You know, measurement is a quantifying scale, like height of the person, that is 5 feet 8 inch, currency, again measured, $304,000. But appraisal is to measure the different qualities and approaches and different efficiencies of human being in quantitative uh, parameters, and finally that is converted into some, these are measured in the result of the scale in numbers, and a percentage or some uh, dispersion of the data is analyzed to make some evaluation rank first, second, third. The teacher perspective on evaluation. An evaluation teachers see the evaluators as a drama critic. You know, आप सब ड्रामा देखते हैं और उस पर बहुत सारी बातें करते हैं, उतना उन्होंने नहीं कहा होता जितना क्रिटिक करने वाले कहते हैं इसने ऐसा नहीं किया, वो नहीं किया, वो मिसिंग था, ये करना था. So much so on the basis of that series of drama, people also make perception that in next episode will this thing will be going on. So need to put their best foot forward. No opening nights. All the time, all the time, working, and their good efforts are involved here. evaluation cycle. As earlier, we considered that the system of education is a cycle. So to evaluate this system, that is also cyclic process. How is it? First of all, what is being done? Development of professional growth plan. Here in this growth plan, some aims and objectives specifically are settled down. To meet those objectives, teachers have to follow that professional growth plan, and they have to do work accordingly. This work is reflection, and it is in the written form. Written form. In the result of their reflection, evaluation made, that might be a summative evaluation, and the results of this summative evaluation are matched with the teacher's self-evaluation, and then so on. What is carried out through this cycle? Evidence collection, observations, or work thoughts, supervisor format feedback. These three components play a vital role in this evaluation cycle, and where there is needed, the things are changed, upgraded, trimmed, or extended according to the requirement. So finally, in the result of this cycle, evaluation is conducted, and the objective of this evaluation is to meet the quality, to produce the quality production. Uh, whose knowledge counts in evaluation? In evaluation, the evaluator has more expertise. By law, only certified personnel can do evaluations. This implies special expertise. So, in the result of his expertise of the field, the evaluator is assumed to have more knowledge. Okay, if he or she is of less knowledge than teachers or the people to whom he is going to evaluate, how can he establish some results, conclusions? Only on the basis of his highest degree of knowledge, skills, and performance, he can evaluate his lower one in the best way. Differentiation in evaluation. In evaluation, the assessment process must be standardized and due process oriented. Everyone in the same job category must be evaluated by the same criteria using the same process. इसमें यह नहीं हो सकता है कुछ लोगों को तो आपने एक तरह से evaluate कर लिया और बाकी लोगों को किसी और तरह से evaluate कर लिए, then आप उनकी evaluation के criteria को जब same नहीं रखेंगे, change करेंगे, तो किसी better result पे और unanimous result पे नहीं पहुंच सकेंगे. So better evaluation, for better evaluation is the scale should be same, parameters should be same, circumstances should be same, time taken and expertise of the person should be same. The teacher perspective on evaluation is that evaluators as a drama critic need to put their best foot forward. No opening nights for them as well. Now, as in the start of this lesson, I stated that we have to differentiate supervision from evaluation. So here in this slide, here is a comparison between supervision and evaluation on the basis of its purpose. Therefore, An organizational function designed to promote teachers learning and growth, consequently improve the students learning. What are the results of supervision? Yeah, what is the purpose of supervision? In an organizational designed to promote teachers, what happen? टीचर्स की लर्निंग ग्रोथ को प्रमोट किया जाता है, जिसके रिजल्ट में क्या होता है? स्टूडेंट्स की लर्निंग होती है. सो द पर्पस ऑफ supervision is to improve students learning through teachers, and to teachers organization provide the conducive environment and the resources and facilitate them. They provide them certain organizational designs. And what about evaluation? An organizational function designed to assess and make judgments about the quality of teachers' performance, its competency, and identify areas need to improve. So evaluation is the process that comes after the supervision. Purpose of evaluation is to judge the quality of teachers' performance. If teachers' performance is of good quality, they have good competency, they are competent. Through evaluation, their loose areas. The areas are identified where there is need of improvement. The purpose of evaluation is to identify the areas of improvement in teachers' performance because it leads towards the quality. But in supervision, what is being done? टीचर्स की लर्निंग ग्रोथ की जाती है, जिसके जरिए स्टूडेंट्स की लर्निंग होती है, इंप्रूवमेंट इन द स्टूडेंट लर्निंग. पर्पस ऑफ सुपरविजन is student to improve the students learning, and purpose of evaluation is to identify the need area where teachers need for improvement. That it's all about the supervision and evaluation herein. I think so. You might have understand it. Try to learn by the core of your heart and understand it by the good sense with your mind. But anyway, if you do need any of the assistance, I am at your disposal. You may contact me, you may ask, call, or write me. I will be there with you.